The research ship Eternal Light had been floating in deep space for 3 months. It was a big ship. Very big. It belonged to the Galactic Union, a group of alien species who had lived together in peace for 12,000 years. Commander Tova stood on the bridge. Tova was a Luminar. The Luminars were tall beings made of living crystal. Their bodies glowed with soft light. When they felt emotions, colors moved through their crystal skin. Right now, Tova was glowing a calm blue. "Commander," said one of the crew members, "we found something strange." Tova walked to the large screen at the front of the bridge. The screen showed empty space, stars, darkness, and then something else. A small metal object was floating toward them. "What is it?" Tova asked. "We do not know," the crew member said. "It is a ship, but it is very old. Very simple. It uses fire to move." Tova felt surprise. Fire? To move through space? That was technology from thousands of years ago. No modern species use such things. "Bring it aboard," Tova ordered. The Eternal Light opened its cargo bay. A beam of light pulled the strange ship inside. It was small and gray. The metal was scratched and burned. It had been floating for a very long time. Tova went down to the cargo bay with Dr. Yuna. Yuna was the ship's science officer. She was a small creature covered in soft brown fur. She had 6 arms and large dark eyes. Her species, the Mirren, were known for being very smart. "This is interesting," Yuna said. She walked around the strange ship. "I have never seen this design before. It is not in our records. Can you open it?" Tova asked. Yuna found a door on the side of the ship. She used her tools to open it. The door made a loud sound and then slid open. Cold air came out. Inside, they found 5 pods. The pods were made of glass and metal. Inside each pod was a creature. They were sleeping. No, not sleeping. They were frozen. Kept alive but not awake. Tova looked at the creatures. They were strange. They had soft skin in different shades of brown and pink. They had hair on their heads. They had 2 arms and 2 legs. And they had 2 eyes on the front of their faces. "Forward-facing eyes," Yuna whispered. Her voice was scared. Tova understood why. In the galaxy, there were 2 types of creatures. Prey animals had eyes on the sides of their heads. This helped them see danger coming from any direction. But predators had eyes on the front. This helped them focus on what they were hunting. These creatures had predator eyes. "Oracle," Tova said. Oracle was the ship's computer. It was very smart. It knew everything about every species in the galaxy. "Scan these creatures. Tell me what they are." "Scanning," Oracle said. The computer's voice was calm and flat. Tova waited. Usually, Oracle answered in less than 1 second. But this time, the computer was silent. 1 second passed. Then 2. Then 5. Then 10. "Oracle?" Tova asked. "What is happening?" "I am processing," Oracle said. "This is taking longer than expected. These creatures do not match any species in my records." Yuna's first stood up. That was the Mirren sign of fear. "That is impossible. You have records of 4 million species." "I know," Oracle said. "But these creatures are different." Finally, after 17 seconds, the screen on the wall lit up. Words appeared. Tova read them and felt her crystal body grow cold. Species. Classification. Error category. Predator threat level. Calculating threat level. Calculating threat level. Undefined? Undefined? Tova said, "What does that mean?" Oracle spoke again. This time, its voice seemed different. Almost worried. "Commander, I have studied their genetic code. Their DNA. What I found is very strange. These creatures can survive almost anything. Explain, Tova said. They can live in hot places and cold places. They can eat many different foods. When they get hurt, their bodies repair themselves. They heal from wounds that would kill any other species I know. Yuna was shaking now. What else? They are persistence hunters, Oracle said. On their home world, they did not catch food by being fast or strong. They caught food by following it. They would walk after an animal for hours, days, until the animal was too tired to run. Then they would kill it. The bridge was very quiet. But there is more, Oracle continued. They also show signs of pack behavior. They care for their families. They feel empathy. They work together. They form bonds with other creatures. They are predators who also love. Tova did not understand. How can that be? Predators hunt. They do not bond. I do not know, Oracle admitted. I have no framework for this. I cannot classify them as any species I know. I can only describe what they are. They are predators. The most efficient predators I have ever seen. And they are also social creatures who care about others. I do not know how to put these two things together. So, what do we call them? Yuna asked. Oracle was quiet for a moment. Then it spoke one word. Predator. Tova looked at the pods. The creatures inside were still frozen. Still sleeping. They looked peaceful. Harmless. But Oracle had called them the most efficient predators in the galaxy. Then something happened. One of the pods made a noise. A hissing sound. The glass at the top began to move. Someone inside was waking up. Tova stepped back. Yuna ran behind a table. The security guards raised their weapons. The pod opened fully. Inside was one of the creatures. It was female. She had long dark hair and brown skin. Her eyes were closed. Then they opened. Dark eyes. Forward-facing eyes. Predator eyes. The creature looked around the cargo bay. She saw Tova. She saw Yuna. She saw the guards with their weapons. And then she did something that no one expected. She smiled. It was a small smile. Gentle. Warm. The kind of smile you give to someone you want to be friends with. Hello, she said. Her voice was soft, calm, not afraid at all. My name is Hana. Where am I? Tova did not know how to answer. This predator, this undefined threat, had just woken up in a strange place surrounded by aliens with weapons. And she was smiling. What kind of creature was this? Hannah sat up slowly. Her body was stiff. Her muscles hurt. She had been asleep for a very long time. She looked at the aliens around her. They were strange, beautiful, scary. One was made of glowing crystal. One was small and furry with 6 arms. Others looked like floating clouds or walking plants. None of them looked human. Hannah took a deep breath. She remembered her training. When you meet aliens, stay calm. Do not show fear. Be friendly. Ask questions. I am Captain Hannah Park, she said slowly. I come from a planet called Earth. We are explorers. We came in peace. The crystal alien stepped forward. Colors moved through its body. Blue, green, yellow. Hana did not know what the colors meant. I am Commander Tova, the alien said. A small device on the wall translated its words. You are on the research ship Eternal Light. You have been floating in space for a very long time. How long? Hannah asked. Tova looked at the small furry alien. The furry one checked the device in her hands. Based on the age of your ship, the furry alien said, you have been in stasis for 212 years. Hannah felt her heart stop. 200 years? That was impossible. The mission was only supposed to last 40 years. What had happened? But she did not panic. She could not panic. Not here. Not now. I see, Hana said. Her voice was steady. That is a long time. Tova's body flashed orange. You do not scream. You do not cry. You do not try to run. Why? Would screaming help? Hana asked. No. Then why would I scream? The furry alien made a strange sound. It might have been a laugh. I am Dr. Yuna. I study living things. I have woken up many species from stasis before. They always panic, always, even the brave ones. But you are calm. I am not calm, Hana admitted. Inside, I am very scared. But being scared does not help me. So I push the fear down. I focus on what I can do. Right now, I can talk to you. I can learn. I can understand. She looked at the other pods. Her crew, her friends, her family. Can you wake them up too? She asked. Tova nodded. Yes, we will do that now. One by one, the other pods opened. First came Doyun. He was tall and thin with short black hair. He was the navigator. He woke up confused but quiet. He saw Hana and immediately went to her side. You okay? He asked. We are on an alien ship, Hana said. We have been asleep for 200 years. Dohyun looked at the aliens. He looked at the strange room. He looked back at Hana. Okay, he said simply. Then he looked at Yuna. Do you have coffee? Yuna's big eyes got even bigger. What is coffee? It is a drink, Hana explained. Humans like it very much. It helps us wake up. I will have our food team look into this, Tova said. The crystal alien seemed confused but willing to help Dot. Next came Jisoo. She was the doctor. She was small with round glasses and gentle hands. When she woke up, she immediately checked Hana and Doyun for injuries. Everyone seems healthy, Jisoo said. A little stiff, but okay. Then came Taiwu. He was the engineer. He was big and strong with a loud laugh. When he woke up, he looked at the alien ship and smiled. This technology is amazing, he said. Can I look at your engines later? Finally came Yoonji. She was the communications expert. She was quiet and smart. She woke up and immediately started listening to everything. Learning, understanding. The translation device, she said, pointing to the machine on the wall. It changes your words to our language and our words to yours. That is very clever. Yuna watched the humans with wide eyes. She was taking notes on a small device. This is impossible, she said quietly. They should all be in shock. Their bodies went through a very hard experience. Stasis for 200 years is dangerous. They should be confused, scared, sick, but they are talking about coffee and engines. We are scared, Hana said. She had heard Huna's words. We are all very scared. But we were trained for this. We knew that when we left Earth, we might find strange things. We might meet aliens. We might never go home. We accepted that. Why? Tova asked. Why would you leave your home knowing you might never return? Hana thought about the question. It was a good question. Why had they left Earth? They had families there, friends, lives. Why did they give all of that up to fly into the unknown? Because we wanted to know, she said finally. We wanted to know what was out there. We wanted to meet new people, learn new things, see new places. The universe is so big. We could not just stay on one small planet and wonder. You were curious, Yuna said. Yes. Tova's body turned a soft purple color. Our ship's computer called you predators, the most efficient predators in the galaxy. But you did not come here to hunt. You came to learn. We are predators, Hana agreed. On Earth, we hunted to survive. But we also loved. We built families. We made friends. We created art and music and stories. We are not just one thing. We are many things. Oracle's voice came from the ceiling. I am updating my assessment. The predator classification remains correct, but I am adding new information. This species is also curious. They seek knowledge. They seek connection. They did not come to this part of space to hunt. They came to understand. Dohyun leaned close to Hannah. The computer is talking about us like we are science projects. We are science projects, Hannah whispered back. We are the first humans they have ever met. Of course they want to study us. Should we be worried? Hannah looked at Tova. The crystal alien was watching them. Its colors were calm. Blue and green. No red, no orange. Those seem to be the warning colors. I do not think so, Hannah said. I think they are just curious. Like us. She stood up from the pod. Her legs were weak, but she made them work. She walked toward Tova and stopped in front of the tall crystal being. Commander Tova, she said, my crew and I are very far from home. We have lost 200 years. Everything we knew is probably gone. We are alone in a universe we do not understand. Tova listened without speaking. But we are not afraid, Hannah continued. Well, we are afraid, but we will not let fear stop us. We want to learn about you, about your people, about this galactic union. We want to be friends. She held out her hand. On Earth, this was how humans showed friendship. An open hand. No weapons. No threat. Tova looked at the hand for a long moment. Then, slowly, the crystal alien reached out one of its own limbs. It touched Hannah's hand. The crystal was warm, almost like touching sunlight. Welcome to the Galactic Union, Tova said. We have many questions for you. Hannah smiled. We have many questions for you too. Behind her, her crew stood together. Dohyun, Jisoo, Taiwu, and Eunji. 5 humans in a universe of aliens. Lost but not broken. Scared but not defeated. They had come looking for answers, and they had found something much bigger than they ever expected. 3 weeks passed on the Eternal Light. The humans were not prisoners. Tova made that clear from the beginning. They were guests. They could go anywhere on the ship. They could talk to anyone. They could learn anything they wanted to learn. And they did learn. They learned so much. Eunji spent her days with the communications team. She learned about the translator technology. She learned how different species talk to each other. She was very good at languages. Within 2 weeks, she could say simple words in 3 alien languages without using the translator. Jisoo worked with Dr. Yuna in the medical bay. The alien medicine was amazing. They could heal broken bones in hours. They could cure diseases that killed millions on Earth. Jisoo took notes on everything. Her notebooks were already full. Taiwu lived in the engine room. The alien engineers were scared of him at first. He was big. He had predator eyes. But then they saw how much he loved machines. They saw how his face lit up when he learned something new. Soon they were teaching him everything. Dohyun studied the star maps. 200 years ago, humans knew almost nothing about the galaxy. Now Dohyun was learning about thousands of worlds. Millions of species. It was like drinking from a river of knowledge. And Hannah watched. She talked to everyone. She learned about the Galactic Union. She learned about its history, its rules, its people. She was the captain. It was her job to understand. But the aliens were also learning about humans. They learned that humans needed to sleep every day. Not stasis. Real sleep. Dreams. This was strange to many species. Some aliens never slept at all. They learned that humans ate food 3 times a day. And they ate almost anything. Meat, plants, fruits, grains. The aliens were amazed. Most species could only eat 1 or 2 types of food. They learned that humans could survive in many different temperatures: hot, cold, wet, dry. The humans were not comfortable in all these places. But they did not die. Oracle kept updating its files on humans. Every day. There was new information, but the biggest lessons came from two events that no one expected. The first event happened in the recreation area. The Eternal Light had a big open space where aliens could relax. There were plants and water and places to sit. Many species came here to rest and talk. Hannah was sitting with Tova when it happened. A young Florian was playing near the observation tower. Florians were plant-based aliens. They had green skin and leaves instead of hair. They were beautiful but very fragile. Their bodies could break easily. The young Florian climbed the observation tower. It was tall, very tall. The child wanted to see the stars from the top. That child should not be up there, Tova said. Florians are not good climbers. Before Tova could call for help, it happened. The young Florian lost its grip. It fell. Time seemed to slow down. The child was falling from very high. If it hit the ground, it would die. Florians were too fragile. The fall would break its body. Taiwu was nearby. He was talking to an engineer about engine parts. He saw the child fall. He did not think. He just moved. Taiwu ran. He ran faster than anyone had ever seen a human run. His legs pumped. His arms swung. His predator eyes focused on the falling child. He jumped. He caught the child in the air. He twisted his body. He wrapped himself around the young Florian. He put his back toward the ground. They hit the floor together. Taiwu's body took all the impact. The child was safe in his arms. Not a single leaf was broken, but Taiwu was hurt, badly. "Do not move him," Jisoo shouted. She ran across the room with her medical kit. She checked Taiwu's body. 3 broken ribs, a fractured wrist, bruises everywhere. Taiwu was lying on the floor. His face was twisted with pain, but he was still holding the child gently. "Is the kid okay?" he asked. "The child is fine," Jisoo said. "You saved him." Taiwu laughed. It hurt to laugh, but he laughed anyway. "Good, that is good." The Florian's parent came running. It was a tall plant creature with long leaves and purple flowers. It looked at Taiwu. It looked at its child. "You hurt yourself," the parent said slowly. "You broke your own body to save my child. A child that is not your species." "Yeah," Taiwu said. He was still smiling despite the pain. "Kids are kids. You have to protect them." The parent did not understand. "But why? You do not know us. We are not your family. We are not your pack." Taiwu thought about this. "Everyone is my pack. That is how humans think. If someone needs help, we help them. Especially kids." Oracle's voice came from above. "Updating human classification. Adding new tag. Protective. Humans will hurt themselves to protect young creatures. Even creatures from other species." The second event happened 3 days later. There was an accident in the lower decks. A pipe broke. A room flooded with water from the recycling systems. The water was filled with chemicals. It was poison to most alien species. 3 maintenance workers were trapped inside. They could not get out. The water was rising. They were going to drown or be poisoned. Maybe both. The rescue team could not go in. The chemicals would kill them. Yoonji heard about the accident. She ran to the lower decks. "I can help," she said. "The water is toxic," the rescue leader said. "You will die." "No," Yoonji said. "I will not. Humans can survive many poisons. Not forever, but long enough. And I can hold my breath for a long time." Before anyone could stop her, she dove into the water. The chemicals burned her skin. They stung her eyes. She could not see well, but she swam. She found the first worker. She pulled them to safety. She went back in. She found the second worker. She pulled them out. She went back a third time. Her lungs were burning. Her skin was red and raw. But she kept going. She found the third worker. She grabbed them. She swam back. Her arms were so tired. Her body screamed at her to stop. But she did not stop. She reached the surface. She pushed the worker to safety. Then she collapsed. In the medical bay. Jisoo treated her burns. Yoonji's skin was damaged. Her eyes were swollen. She would need time to heal, but she was alive. And so were the 3 workers she saved. Why did you do that? The rescue leader asked. You could have died. Yoonji's answer was simple. They needed help. I could give help. So I helped. Oracle updated its files again. Humans demonstrate extreme environmental tolerance. They can survive conditions that would kill most Union species. Adding new classification tags: persistent, adaptive, enduring. Humans do not give up. Commander Tova watched both events very carefully. They are predators. Tova said to Dr. Yuna. The computer was right. They are hunters. They are dangerous. But they do not use their power to hurt others. They use it to save them. They are protectors, Yuna said quietly. They have the hearts of prey, but the bodies of predators. I have never seen anything like them. Neither have I, Tova agreed. And I have been alive for 300 years. That night, the crew of the Eternal Light looked at the humans differently. They were still scared of them. They were still amazed by them. But now there was something else. Respect. The humans were dangerous. There was no doubt about that. But they were dangerous in the best way. They were dangerous to anyone who threatened the innocent. And in a galaxy full of real monsters, that kind of dangerous was exactly what the universe needed. News about the humans spread quickly. Within 1 week, the entire Galactic Union knew about the 5 strange creatures from the unknown planet. They knew about the AI that could not classify them. They knew about the engineer who broke his body to save a child. They knew about the woman who swam through poison to rescue strangers. Some aliens were curious. They wanted to meet these humans. They wanted to learn about Earth. They wanted to understand how a predator could also be kind. But other aliens were scared. Very scared. They are too dangerous, said the leader of the Vorn Collective. The Vorn were large insect-like creatures who believed in safety above all things. We must contain them. Lock them away before they hurt someone. They save people, argued a Florian representative. They protected our child. They risked their lives for strangers. How can we call them dangerous? That is exactly why they are dangerous, the Vorn leader replied. They make us trust them. They make us think they are good. And then, when we are not watching, they will attack. All predators do this. It is their nature. The argument grew louder and louder. Finally, the High Council of the Galactic Union decided to meet. They would discuss the human question. They would decide what to do with these strange new creatures. The High Council was the most important group in the galaxy. It had 700 members from 700 different species. They met in a huge chamber on the space station called Unity. The chamber was big enough to hold 10,000 beings. Every wall was covered with screens showing the faces of council. Members who could not attend in person dot at the center of the chamber. Saturday the 1st. The first was the oldest being. In the Galactic Union, no one knew how old exactly. Thousands of years. Maybe more. The first was not made of flesh or crystal or plant matter. The first was pure energy. A living light that had existed since before most species learned to speak. The first rarely spoke. When it did, everyone listened. We will now discuss the humans, the first said. Its voice was like music and thunder mixed together. "Commander Tova, please present your findings." Tova stood before the council. The crystal alien was nervous. Colors flashed through its body quickly. Blue, green, yellow, orange. "The humans are unlike any species we have encountered," Tova began. "They are predators. Their bodies are designed to hunt. Their eyes face forward. They can survive extreme conditions. They heal from injuries that would kill most beings. But they do not act like predators. Then how do they act?" asked a council member. "They act like guardians," Tova said. "They protect the weak. They help strangers. They form bonds with other species very quickly. In 3 weeks, my crew has come to trust them, even like them." "That could be a trick," the Vorn leader said. "Predators often pretend to be friendly. Then they strike." "I do not believe it is a trick," Tova replied. "I have watched them carefully. They are genuine. When they smile, they mean it. When they help, they expect nothing in return." The debate continued for hours. Some wanted to welcome the humans. Some wanted to send them away. Some wanted to lock them up forever. Hana was not invited to the council meeting. None of the humans were. This was a decision for the Galactic Union to make alone. But Hana did not like being left out. Not when the council was deciding her fate and the fate of her crew. "We should be there," she told Do-yoon. "They are talking about us without us. That is not fair. What can we do?" Do-yoon asked. "We cannot just walk into the High Council." Hana looked at him. She smiled. It was the smile she always wore before doing something crazy. "Why not?" They took a small shuttle to Unity Station. Taiwu flew it. His ribs were still healing, but he refused to stay behind. Jizu came to make sure he did not hurt himself more. Yoonji came because she never missed anything important. The security guards at the council chamber tried to stop them. "You are not allowed inside," a tall blue alien said. "Only council members may enter." Hana raised her hands. She showed her palms. Open. Empty. No weapons. "We just want to talk," she said. "You are deciding our future. We should have a voice. That is not how this works." "Then maybe it should work differently." She walked past the guards. They did not stop her. They could have. They had weapons. But something about Hana made them pause. Maybe it was her calm voice. Maybe it was her open hands. Maybe it was the look in her predator eyes. A look that said she was not afraid. The humans walked into the council chamber. 700 aliens turned to look at them. The room fell completely silent. Hana walked to the center of the chamber. She stood before the first. Her crew stood behind her in a line. 5 humans against 700 aliens. "You were not invited," the first said. "I know," Hana replied. "But where I come from, you do not make decisions about someone without letting them speak. That is considered rude." A wave of shock moved through the chamber. No one spoke to the first like that. No one dared, but the first did not seem angry. Instead, the living light seemed interested. "You are not afraid of us," the first observed. "I am terrified," Hana admitted. "My heart is beating so fast right now. My hands want to shake. But fear does not control me. I control it." "That is a predator response," the first said. "When most creatures feel fear, they run or freeze. But predators push through fear. They keep moving forward." "Yes," Hana agreed. "We do." The first was silent for a moment. The entire chamber waited. "Speak then," the first finally said. "Tell us why we should not fear you. Tell us why we should not lock you away." Hana took a deep breath. This was the most important moment of her life. Maybe the most important moment in human history. "We are predators," she began. "You are right about that. We evolved to hunt, to chase, to catch. We have forward eyes and sharp minds and bodies that never give up. We can survive almost anything. We keep going when others stop. She paused. But we are not just predators. We are also dreamers, artists, builders, lovers. On our world, we created music and stories and beautiful things. We built cities and ships and machines. We fell in love and raised families and held each other when times were hard. She looked around the chamber. Every alien was watching her. You ask what we hunt. I will tell you. We hunt knowledge. We hunt understanding. We hunt the answers to questions we do not even know how to ask yet. We did not leave Earth to conquer. We left because we wanted to see what was out there. We wanted to meet others, to learn from them, to share with them. Don't step forward. We are not here to take. We are here to give and receive, to learn and teach, to grow together. Jisoo added her voice. We are healers and helpers. We fix what is broken. We care for the sick. We protect the weak. Taiwu spoke next. We build things. We make things better. We see problems and we want to solve them. Finally, Yoonji spoke. We listen. We learn. We connect. We want to understand everyone we meet. Hannah looked directly at the first. You are afraid that we will hurt you. I understand. We are new. We are strange. We are powerful in ways you have not seen before. But I promise you this. We did not cross the stars to make enemies. We came to make friends. She held out her hand. Palm open, empty. The human sign of peace. Give us a chance, she said. Let us show you who we really are. The chamber was silent. 700 aliens looked at 5 humans. The moment stretched on forever. Then the first reached out with a tendril of light. It touched Hana's open hand. We will give you your chance, the first said. Do not make us regret it. Hana smiled. We will not. Behind her, her crew smiled too. They had walked into a room full of fear and doubt. They had spoken truth and asked for trust. Now they just had to prove they deserved it. The council debated for 6 more days. There were arguments. There were votes. There were long speeches about danger and trust and the future of the galaxy. The Vorn Collective wanted to send the humans back to their own space. The Florians wanted to welcome them immediately. Other species fell somewhere in between. Hannah and her crew waited on the eternal light. They could do nothing but wait. The decision was not theirs to make. What if they say no? Taiwu asked one night. They were sitting in the common room, looking at the stars through the big window. What if they decide we are too dangerous? Then we go home, Hana said. Or we try to. Earth is 200 years different now. I do not know what we would find there. It might not even be called Earth anymore, Inji said quietly. 200 years is a long time. Do-yoon shook his head. We cannot think like that. Whatever happens, we will face it together. That is what humans do. Jisoo nodded. Dawn is right. We did not come this far to give up now. They waited. They hoped. They tried not to be afraid. On the 6th day, Commander Tova came to see them. The crystal alien's body was glowing bright white. That color meant strong emotion, but Hana could not tell if it was good or bad. The council has made its decision, Tova said. Hana stood up. Her crew stood with her. Whatever came next, they would face it together. What did they decide? Hana asked. Tova was silent for a moment. Then colors began to move through the crystal body. Blue, green, gold, happy colors. They said yes, Tova announced. Humanity has been granted membership in the Galactic Union. You are the first new species to be accepted in over 1,000 years. and the fastest acceptance in the entire history of the Union. Hannah felt tears in her eyes. She blinked them away, but they kept coming. "Thank you," she whispered. "Do not thank me," Tova said. "Thank yourselves. You showed them who you are. You were brave and honest and kind. You proved that predators can also be protectors." Later that day, Oracle broadcast a message to the entire Galactic Union. Every ship, every station, every world heard the same words. "Attention all members of the Galactic Union. I am updating the classification of the species known as humans. Please record the following information. Species name, human. Origin, Sol system, planet Earth. Biological class, persistence predator. Original threat assessment has been revised. New classification tags have been added. Protective. Humans will defend others regardless of personal cost. They will break their own bodies to save strangers. They consider all young creatures worthy of protection, not just their own species. Adaptive. Humans can survive in environments that would kill most species. Heat, cold, water, poison. They endure and overcome. Curious. Humans seek knowledge above all things. They did not leave their world to conquer. They left to learn. They ask questions. They want to understand everything. Persistent. Humans do not give up. When they start something, they finish it. When they make a promise, they keep it. When they face a problem, they solve it. Failure does not stop them. It only makes them try harder. Pack bonding. Humans form emotional connections very quickly. They do not limit their bonds to their own species. They will adopt anyone into their family. They care deeply about creatures they have just met. Final classification. Guardian predator. Summary. Humans are apex predators who use their predatory abilities for protection rather than harm. They hunt knowledge, not creatures. They protect the weak. They bond with those they meet. They are dangerous, but their danger is directed at threats, not at innocence. Final note. Do not betray humans. They remember kindness. They also remember cruelty. An ally of humanity gains a friend for life. An enemy of humanity gains an opponent who will never stop. Recommendation. Maintain strong alliance. Welcome them. Learn from them. Trust them. The message ended. Across the galaxy, billions of aliens heard about humanity for the first time. That night, there was a celebration on the Eternal Light. Aliens who had been afraid of the humans now came to meet them. They brought food and drinks and gifts. They asked questions. They shared stories. They laughed together. The young Florian that Taiwu had saved brought him a flower from its home world. The flower was made of pure crystal that glowed in the dark. "Thank you for saving me," the child said. Taiwu took the flower gently. His big hands were careful with the delicate gift. "Thank you for this. I will keep it forever." The 3 workers that Yunji had rescued from the toxic water came to see her. They were different species. One was made of cloud-like material. One had tentacles. One looked like a walking rock. But they all had the same message. "You risked your life for us," the cloud being said. "We will never forget that." "You are family now," the tentacle creature added. "That is how we say thank you in our culture." Yunji smiled. She had more alien friends now than she had ever had human friends back on Earth. Dr. Yuna found Jisoo in the medical bay. The small furry alien was carrying a box. "These are medical files," Yuna said. "Everything we know about healing. Our secrets. Our techniques. I want you to have them. Take them back to your people someday. Help them live longer. Help them be healthier." Jisoo took the box with shaking hands. "This is the greatest gift anyone has ever given me." "You gave us a gift too," Yuna replied. "You showed us that predators can be gentle. You changed how we see the universe. Commander Tova found Hana on the observation deck. The captain was alone, looking at the stars. "You are thinking about home," Tova said. "Yes," Hana admitted. "Earth is out there somewhere. I wonder what it looks like now. I wonder if anyone remembers us." "You will go back someday," Tova said. "And when you do, you will not go alone. The Union will help you find your way home." "Why would you do that?" Tova's crystal body glowed warm colors, orange and pink and gold. "Because you are family now. That is what you taught us. Family helps family, even when they are different species, even when they live far apart." Hana smiled. She felt tears again. Happy tears this time. "Thank you, Tova, for everything." "Thank you, Hana, for being exactly who you are." Dalhyun joined them on the observation deck. He was carrying 2 cups. "The food team finally figured out coffee," he said. "It does not taste quite right yet, but it is close." Hana took a cup. She sipped it. It was not perfect, but it was warm and familiar, and it tasted like home. "Not bad," she said. "They are working on it," Dalhyun said. "They want to get it exactly right. They said humans deserve good coffee." Hana laughed. "We came looking for aliens. We found friends instead." "We found family," Dalhyun corrected. He was right. They had left Earth 5 explorers, lost and alone in the darkness of space. But they had found something wonderful. They had found people who cared about them, people who wanted to understand them, people who saw them not as monsters or threats, but as friends. The universe had looked at human DNA and seen predators, but it had also seen something more. It had seen hearts that loved without limits, hands that helped without asking for payment, eyes that looked forward not to hunt but to discover, spirits that never gave up no matter how hard things became. Humanity had come to the stars with nothing but hope and curiosity, and they had found exactly what they were looking for: a place to belong, a family among the stars. The end.